Tucked into the fold of the Pembrokeshire coast, sheltered by high green cliffs and carved out by the tide, lies the village of Solva, a harbour small in size but deep in history. Solva is one of those places where you don't have to go far to find peace and a bit of space. You can be on the water in minutes, no noise, no traffic, just you, the sea, and whatever the weather's doing that day. Some days you hug the shoreline, other days you head out to Green Scar. Either way, it's a good way to switch off. Marine life around Solva includes Atlantic grey seals, bottlenose dolphins, harbour porpoises, and a range of seabirds like razorbills, guillemots, and shags. The cliffs around Solva are part of a site of special scientific interest due to their geological formations, meaning you're literally paddling past millions of years of Earth's history. It's a popular launch site for kayak fishing, especially for catching pollock, mackerel, wrasse, and the occasional bass. The kelp forests offshore create ideal conditions for certain fish species and are home to lobsters and crabs. Solva was once a busy port village in the 18th and 19th centuries, exporting lime slate and coal. In the early 1900s, Solva had a small fishing fleet and even a sail-making business that supports boats from around the St. Bride's Bay. You can still see the remains of the old lime kilns near the harbour. With all that said and done, let's see what I get up to as I spend 2 days fishing and exploring around the Pembrokeshire coast. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to West Wales. It's giving me Lanzarote vibes walking along all these big headlands to go fishing. If you haven't watched that video, go give it a watch. I spend a week in Lanzarote targeting big rays and some big fish off a kayak, so give that a watch. After my 30-minute hike along the coastal path from Porthclas, I finally made my way to Porthlisky Beach. It's a lovely sheltered cove with a sandy bottom with reef either side. Straight away I bumped into a dogfish that was lying on the bottom having a rest in the spring sunshine. After this, I found a conger reel along a reef mark. You can see him at your bottom of the screen now as he makes his way into the kelp. Along these reefs, there's lots of cracks and crevices where you look for lobsters and brown crabs. Here, I found a lobster in a crack, but he was well undersized, so we went back. I bumped into Mr. Dogfish again, who obviously woke up and went out to search for some tea. Next up was some sand eels. It was great to see lots of sand eels in the water as it feeds all the local wildlife at its bottom of the food chain. After the sand eels, I got pretty cold as I was been in the water for about an hour and a half. So I got back to the beach, got changed, and made my way back to the van. So it wasn't the day I wanted, but I've come down here for sunset. I'm going to cut myself up and pass the pot and go from there. Bit of a disaster today. We go again tomorrow on the kayak, fishing for bass and pollock. Well, not a brilliant start today, overslept. Didn't actually realise what the time was. It was pitch dark in the van. But yeah,
We're at Solva. We're gonna get the kayak out. Let's go fishing. Unfortunately, I ran into a few problems with the GoPro and I lost a lot of footage. So here's my Insta 360 footage of the day, but we ended up having about 20 to 25 pollock all around the £3 mark.
This guy's fighting hard. Still full of beans. Loads of fish down there. Drop him back. This should be pretty automatic. There's loads of them down there. Just like that. Oh, you come off. It's back the hook. There he is, on the drop. Oh, and again. We're just dropping straight into him now. Oh, foul hooked this guy in a horrible place. Oh, it's gone right through his gill and then into his stomach. He must have nailed that. There he is, back she goes. Loads of them. Try to take a picture of that. This here is fish at the bottom. Hope you can see that. Yeah, that's all fish at the bottom. So you just go up past them, a couple more strokes on the paddle, go into the way you're drifting, and then eventually you'll drift back over those fish and then hook into them. You could even like put it down now and you'll probably get straight into them, but I like to drift up a little bit and get beyond them before drifting back into them. But yeah, that's how I'm doing it, just finding the fish like that. You can tell it's fish because it's yellow, so yellow is more dense. So this is the bottom because it's a dense, so that's yellow. The water column is white, and then the blue stuff is a little bit of debris and little bits of seaweed and that the fish founder is picking up. But anything sort of yellow or red, that means it's a fish. So it goes yellow for very dense, red for medium density, blue for small density, and then white for nothing. Keep the pressure on. Woohoo! Again, loads of fish down there. Non-stop pollock bashing this is. Lure hard. Hopefully the GoPro don't die. Much better unless I foul hooked it, of course. Which I look like I have a mixture of the two, really. God, that just went bang. Still not a massive fish. GoPro's gone. Yeah, probably about the same size as the biggest one we've had today. But yeah, a lovely pollock. Plenty of dives. Telltale sign it's a pollock. Just diving back to the bottom. There he is. Another better one. Just hanging on a it. That's why you got to keep constant pressure on them. You let that lure go slack for any second of time, they'll have you off. But yeah, another lovely pollock. Right, there's plenty more down there, so let's get him back. Better fish. Screams some line off me. It's another pollock. The tide's picked up now. Looks like the bigger pollock have come on the feed. Yeah, he is only just hooked. We'll net him. Loads of pollock on there. We want to try to get amongst the bass. The bass will be nice. We haven't had a bass this year yet. Or have we? Oh, we have, down Chesil Beach. Go check that video out as well. It's a very underrated mark. I don't know why people don't fish it more often. It's just the conditions of launching. But yeah, another pollock. 2.5, £3 maybe. Let's get him back. Like a torpedo. So we pass a shoal of fish then. Obviously, by the time we dealt with the fish, unhooked it, got it back in, we've drifted quite a bit. You can cast up tide and try hit him again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yep, there's a fish. Just like that. So when the fish are patchy, you got to fish towards the patches. This ain't a big boy. There he is. Just a small one. Get him back. Got a bite on the old squid and crab. And there's a fish. And you say it's one of our old dogfish, and it wouldn't be a fishing video without one, would it? The tote rod's making noise, but that's just because we're drifting the opposite way. What we got? An old dogfish. Not very prepared, did not get the T-bar out. So just a doggy here, well, two doggies, I have one on the mackerel bait as well. So give it for 10 more minutes, I'm gonna move over there, we'll try the spit, see how that goes, and then we might go fish anchor up on the wreck on the way in. That's my plan so far. It's a shame we didn't catch that bass, but I'm sure we might have got one if I carried on, but how long do you just keep catching pollock for all day, do you know what I mean? So yeah, time to mix it up. Looks like we got a bite on this rod. Looks like a classic doggy bite. Just put some baited feathers down and we're into summer. Could be mackerel. If it is, happy days. It is. Woohoo! Right on the bottom. There we have it, my first mackerel of the year. That's a lie. I caught some the other week out with Unleashed Charters, but yeah, mackerel. What a great sign that is. Bit of fresh bait, lovely bit of tope bait. We'll put him in the box. Try catch some more, and we'll try catch some for tea. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Lovely stuff. And another one. Woohoo! Load up the bin, boys. The mackerel are in. Oh no, it's a bass. It's a bass. Get in there. Taking on the jig on the bottom. It's always worth putting a jig on the bottom of a set of feathers. You never know what you're going to get. Lovely bass. Right in the chops. I thought I had a whole string, but no. It's a lovely little bass. Lovely little schoolie. Well, that's what we came out for, a pollock and bass. I didn't get it the method I thought, but they all count. Look at that, stunning. Lovely Welsh bass. I love catching bass, they're such a pretty fish. You need to look after them well. So let's get him back. Far too small for the table. We'll hope for his bigger brother. So if you are coming to Solva and fish, conditions, like all kayaking, have got to be right. Don't chance it. Sort of an easterly wind is pretty much a no-no as it comes across the bay. Parking's really easy. There's a public car park there with toilet facilities and a nice pub after for a beer. It's always a bonus. I parked for 12 hours today and that cost me £6. So it ain't horrendous, especially as it's nice and easy. Get the kayak off, literally down the slipway. And depending on what state of tide it's in, it's a natural harbour, so it does dry out some of it, but there is a river or a stream that does run down, so you can always just hop in that and go for a bit of a rapid ride. So straight out the harbour, you've got a wreck just at the entrance. You've got big cliffs left and right, and then obviously green scar and black scar, which I fished today, all within, well, you can sort of see quarter half a mile, something like that, so it ain't far. And today, lovely, absolutely lovely. So yeah, a nice venue for the family as well. They can go and do a bit of exploring, take the kids swimming in the harbour or whatever while you come out and enjoy your fishing. The car park does get pretty busy, especially in the summer, but like all marks, get down there early, get a spot and get on the water. There's a shoal of mackerel, hopefully, just there, so maybe we can pin some of these. But yeah, bait fishing here is not going very, very well today. Just those few doggies and that bass that was on the lure, technically. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can pick out some mini species or something on the bottom, maybe. I'm going to show you how I put up my anchor. First of all, number one rule, always have a knife. Things can go wrong anchoring kayaks. It's the most dangerous part. So if anything just happens, cut the line. Don't worry about the anchor. Obviously, safety is key. So on my kayak, I've got an anchor trolley, which goes from the bow to the stern, which allows me to anchor from the front or the back. Always anchor from the back because obviously you're fishing into the tide, so you drop your weight down the front of the kayak. But anchoring, we need to get to our dive reel as quick as possible, pull it into our clip, shuffle it to the front of the kayak, and that's when we're safe. The most dangerous part is being caught like midship. If you've got a lot of tide and a swell as well, things can go very wrong very, very quickly. Here we haven't got that much tide, so it's perfect time to show you. So all I do is pull out all my floating rope, so it's hitting the cleat. Gotta unclip it, get to the dive reel as quick as possible, clip in your main line, let some line off your dive reel, anchor it in. We are now safe. If that tide is pushing through,
all that's going to happen is we're going to swing around a lot quicker than what I am at the minute, and our bow is going to head straight into the tide. So at this point, try and keep as much of the rope as you can in the ocean. That's always helpful because you don't want to tangle, and if you do got to drop your anchor, you're not going down with it. So now you can start pulling all the excess line and then feed it down the side of the kayak, so the tide will keep it nice and straight without any tangles in it. Right, my anchor's coming up now, so now you're completely safe. You're not tethered to the seabed, which means you're allowed to drift. There's one thing to watch out for. If you're anchoring close to rocks or any sort of structure that is above the water level, make sure you're anchored in a way. Make sure you're anchored far enough away that by the time you pull in your slack and pull your anchor up, you're not going to be crashing into it. You got to make sure the wind and tides are sort of pulling you away from that. Right, now the anchor is up, we've basically just got to reel in the slack. Put your anchor away nice and secure. Put your dive reels in. Little tip, I always like to put my floating rope back in, back at the stern and tethered up. So when I come to my mark next, find my spot, grab my kit, chuck it overboard, and then that's me done then. Preparation is key. So yeah, bait fishing hasn't produced nothing by those 2 dogs we had earlier in the day. So I think I'm gonna get these 2 rods up. We'll do a couple other drifts and see what's happening on the reef, on the wreck that's behind me. It's been very, very poor. It's weird how a lot of places that I fish along the Welsh coast, like towards Pembrokeshire way, hasn't got any rays or anything on. I think I've had a thornback ray at Stack Pole, and every other time I fish it, it's just not a lot else apart from dogs and huss and that. But yeah, strange. Let me know in the comments if you've got a reason why that might be. Obviously I know there's different types of ground and stuff, but yeah, let me know. Right guys, I'm going to do one more drift, and if we don't get anything, I'm going to go in, grab myself a nice beer, because I think I deserved it. I feel burnt, I probably look red as, but yeah, this might be the end of the video, it might not. So if I don't see you, thanks for watching, give a like, subscribe and comment. But if not, I'll see you in the water tomorrow morning about now. I did get in the water the next morning, but I didn't find anything for the table. I didn't see a lot actually, but my GoPro's luck finally ran out. During my dive, it started screaming at me underwater, so I got up to the surface and it just started leaking from the inside out. So that was my SD card ruined, my GoPro ruined. I did get out on the kayak and I caught this lovely little huss who spat the hook right on the edge of the kayak. The weather was pretty poor this day, the rain set in, so I got back to the van and drove home. So thank you very much for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.